Hi all. Another misconception or misinformation, very widespread, is about the climate in the Caribbean. A long time ago, I lived in the Caribbean, in Southern Caribbean and Northeastern Caribbean as well. I lived in Trinidad and Tobago, Northern Venezuela, and Panama, and also for a long time in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, where I wrote and studied and researched a book about climatology of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands in the Northeastern Caribbean. It was back in the 1990s. And I discovered something really, really meaningful about the climate over there. If you look anywhere, you will see climate in Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and all over the Caribbean is tropical, hot and humid all year round. It is totally inaccurate. If you are in the Southern Caribbean, if you are in Trinidad and Tobago or Northern Venezuela, it is true that no matter the month of the year, whether you are in December, July, August, April, January, it's always equally hot, humid, and plenty of insects. Temperatures are around 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 Celsius all year round in Southern Caribbean. Also, if you are in the Northwestern Caribbean, around Cuba or Miami, as long as there is no cold front coming out of the continent, it is also always really hot, no matter the month of the year. But Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, because of the location exposed to the winds coming from Bermuda, they have a very special climate. In Puerto Rico, summertime is absolutely awful. I mean, first of all, there are seasons in Puerto Rico. There are no seasons in most of the Caribbean, but in Puerto Rico and the US and British Virgin Islands, you have seasons. In summertime, July, August, it is unbearable. Absolutely awful. Not just talking about high temperatures, incredible high temperatures during the daytime, but also at night. Also at night. At sunrise, still like a sauna. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, in August, it's fairly common to have temperatures way over 30 degrees Celsius. In the upper 80s with heat index in the 90s at sunrise, overnight. Inside an apartment without AC is absolutely unbearable. But October, November, you can see temperatures are declining slightly, winds are changing, and days are shortening. In December and January, in Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands, it is not really cold like in the mainland US, obviously, but you can perfectly tell it is winter. And the difference from July is unbelievable. I remember living around Guaynabo in the metropolitan area in San Juan in Puerto Rico for 8 years during the 1990s. Without AC, without a heating system, AC or a fan or anything. In July, August, and September, I got really sick, really, really sick. I couldn't do anything because of the extreme heat and humidity. Temperature was all the time inside the apartment around 92 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 33 Celsius, even at night, with high humidity. All the time, sweating 24 hours a day to the extreme. But in the exact same apartments and location, in Christmas time, temperature inside dropped to 70 or 21 Celsius, when outside is around 60. If you move a little bit inland, away from the coast in the Caribbean, I mean, talking about Fahrenheit, 70 degrees is 21 Celsius or 60 is 15 Celsius. If you move away from the coast in Puerto Rico to a location like Orocovis, It's not even in the mountains. The locals call it mountains, but it's nothing comparable to the Rocky Mountains or anything like that. There is no altitude in Puerto Rico. It's a very flat island. There are hills, but not really mountains. But if you are away from the coast in winter time, days are really foggy and you will be really surprised. Temperature in winter can drop to 39 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 3 degrees Celsius. 39 degrees Fahrenheit is close to the freezing mark in Puerto Rico, in the same place where you can have 92 or 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius in summertime. We're talking about Puerto Rico, but the misinformation is climate is tropical, hot all year round. Even some data is inaccurate. Taken at the international airport along the coast, and I was questioning the reliability of the data, even though it's published by the National Weather Service. I wrote a book about that. I talked to the staff over there back in the 1990s. And in addition, it's not just the temperature, but days shortening, sun is a lot milder, so you can perfectly feel the seasons in Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. But more remarkable in Puerto Rico, because it's a larger island and the topography is a little bit more complex than in the Virgin Islands. But also in St. John, St. Thomas, or St. Croix in the US Virgin Islands, you can feel a cool breeze from the northeast in December, January, February. For the most part, it's rare when you have a hot Christmas time in the Northeast Caribbean. It's rare. It might happen, but it's not normal. It's something like when in Jackson, Mississippi, or in Montgomery, Alabama, you can also have a really hot Christmas in the mid or upper 80s Fahrenheit, around 30 degrees Celsius in Christmas, but it's not normal either, so it's pretty similar. Puerto Rico climate is not really tropical, but to escape from really snowy winters in the mainland, people go to Puerto Rico, and Puerto Ricans love to say we have heat all year round. But if you lived in the Southern Caribbean, you will tell such an amazing difference. The real tropics is Trinidad and Tobago, or Venezuela, or Panama, but not Puerto Rico or the US Virgin Islands. Climate in Puerto Rico is really good. The island is really green. It is rainy pretty much all year round. It's occasionally exposed to hurricanes like Hurricane Maria in 2017, but it's not a really common thing. But it's very interesting to know that in Puerto Rico, where you expect a really tropical, really hot weather all year round, you can feel the seasons from a terrible summertime, a little bit away from the coast, temperature ranging from 95 or 98, which is 37 Celsius in summertime, to 39 Fahrenheit, which is only 3 degrees Celsius, and it's very shocking in winter time. In addition, the weather in winter in Puerto Rico is really foggy days for the most part in December or January. So that's about the weather in the Caribbean. I hope you learned something, so if you haven't done it, you can subscribe to the channel to get notifications for free when I upload a new video. And in addition, obviously you can also give a like to this video. So see you soon. I will give you more knowledge about things that are not commonly known. Have a good one.